All right, let's talk about why you can't grow your legs. More times than not, it's because you're training like a pussy. And that's just the honest truth. And I myself used to train like a pussy, so don't feel bad if that's you. But the biggest thing that I see that people lack is the intensity. You just don't push yourself hard enough. I'll see people working out and they don't even look like they're struggling. If you watch any of my training, I did not used to have the intensity that I have now. It's something that I've kind of built up. So when I'm about to do my top sets, especially on like legs, when I'm about to get under a heavy bar, I'm nervous. My heart rate is up. I'm wondering if I'm even gonna be able to lift this weight. I feel like if you're not a little bit scared before your top sets, then you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. I think that is something that has really helped me grow my legs. I didn't have any quad sweep. I didn't have any I just didn't have any mass to my legs at all. And one thing that I changed that I think was the biggest factor was the intensity of my sets. You know, you gotta be able to go into that dark place mentally to like really push yourself and push through the pain. Next thing that I'll say, after you get your intensity in check and you're pushing yourself as hard as you possibly can, I think range of motion is a big one as well. That's something that I also used to lack and something I didn't realize the importance of. If you think about it, if your leg is completely straight and then you go to 90 degrees, you're obviously stretching those muscle fibers, okay? Well, what happens if you go even further than 90 degrees? You're stretching those muscle fibers that much more. You're putting that much more load on the muscle. No wonder you're gonna start growing your quads. The way that you build muscle is by tearing down those muscle fibers. So it only makes sense logically that if you're putting more tension on those muscle fibers, you're gonna grow your legs. There's no way that you aren't gonna grow your legs. Another thing I'll say, if you're trying to grow your muscles, as in like making them bigger, the rep range is also very important. If you ask most people, the ideal rep range for trying to build muscle is gonna be somewhere around that 10 to 12 rep range. To make it super simple, you could really pick any exercise for this, but are your muscles gonna be more pumped if you do 5 reps or if you do 20 reps? You're gonna be more pumped doing the higher reps. So the intensity, the range of motion, the rep range, those are all things that I've personally put a lot of focus on, especially in the past year. And I'd say I've had some pretty good results and I've gotten some pretty good leg development. And don't get me wrong, I still have a lot to improve on, but I'm telling you guys right now, if you apply those 3 things that I just covered, there's no way that your legs will not start growing. I think I'm getting better at talking. This is like, oh fuck. The beta singles. Oh. Yeah, that means it's time. Just pulled up to the gym. Forgot to start drinking my damn intra workout. Supposed to start drinking this on the way to the gym. I always forget. So I turn this camera on and I start talking. It's not good. It's not good. We're gonna go smash some legs. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean when I'm talking about intensity. I love going into that dark mental place, kind of zoning out and literally pushing myself as hard as I fucking can. That's the shit that I live for. And yeah, we're about to have some fun. All right, that's enough talking. I'll catch you guys in there for the workout. All right, guys, so I'm going to do a little voiceover for my leg day here. I'm eventually going to get a microphone that I can wear for my workouts and kind of talk to you guys, but basically, I'm just going to go over the types of sets that I'm doing and what I'm thinking about while doing the sets. But yeah, let's jump right into it. So first up, I am doing the abductor and adductor machines. These are very important to have in on your leg days. I used to not do these. I honestly used to think that these were only for girls, believe it or not. But these are extremely important for building the glutes, building the, inner part of your legs as well. And it also helps me kind of get my hips warmed up for the like squatting and more compound movements that I do later in my lifts. I like to superset these back and forth, but sometimes there's someone on the other machine and I have to just do one after the other. But yeah, these are super important. I'm usually able to do the full stack on both of these and while being able to still control it, but it definitely takes time to work up to that. But yeah, so I start out with these always on my leg days. You can see I'm using the handles to kind of pull myself down into the seat, keep the tension on the muscle that I'm trying to work. I'm doing 2 top sets of 12 on each, and then I'm doing what's called an FST 7 set. So basically it's 7 sets of 7 reps. So a little lighter weight. I'm doing like 10 to 15 seconds in between each set, but definitely highly recommend having these in your leg days. Next thing we're going to be doing here is some single leg extensions. I usually do like just the normal leg extension machine, but the gym was super packed and it was being used at the time, so I just had to opt for this. But I always like to do these next to get some blood flow in the quads, get a nice pump going before I actually move on to my compound lifts. A few things that I'm focusing on here is kind of leaning back and really focusing on getting a good stretch at the bottom of the movement. Also, getting a nice squeeze at the top. But I'm aiming for like 12, usually like 12 reps on here. Sometimes I might go up to 15 reps depending on how the weight's feeling. Like I said, I don't usually do these to start out. I usually do like where I'm using both legs. But those are the few things that I'm thinking about when doing this. Main point here is to get the quads pumped, get my knees warmed up a little bit, just kind of get myself primed to start doing the heavier movements. So I'll let you guys watch me finish these sets off. So for the first compound movement here, we're just doing some Smith machine squats, keeping a narrow stance here. A few things to think about here is range of motion. I'm making sure I go as deep as I can to really stretch those muscle fibers. I'm kind of working up here. I usually do my warm-ups. My first set, I'll do 8 to 10 reps. Next set, I'll do probably 6 reps and so on. Kind of like just not trying to, I'm trying to, warm up my muscle, prime my CNS to handle the weight that I'm going to do without over exhausting myself, because I want to save as much energy for my top set. But you can see we got 3 plates on the bar here, still focusing on the range of motion, making sure I have good tempo, slight pause at the bottom, really trying to just feel those quads activate, feel the good stretch throughout the whole movement. Then we got our top set here. We got 4 plates on the bar. This is a PR for me. I don't think I've ever even attempted this weight. So I made sure to get a spotter. I'm going to stop talking for this and let you guys hear the audio in this one. This was an absolute grinder of a set, and I was super proud of myself for this one. So next up here, we got the leg press. Really focusing on getting a deep stretch again. Big focus for all of my lifts is, you know, the range of motion is a big one. The tempo is a big one. But yeah, that's what I'm doing here. To keep these videos not super long, what I've been doing is just kind of showing usually my top sets or just like one set of each exercise. But you guys will have to let me know if you want to see more or less, or I don't know. You guys got to let me know what you think. Now we are moving on to the leg extension again. So usually I would start out with these and then do that single leg extension later in my workout, but it's just fine. The machine opened up, so we hopped on here. You can see what I'm really trying to do is I'm holding myself kind of down. I'm grabbing the pad on the back, and I'm really allowing my at the bottom to get a really good stretch. You can see like right there, I'm really trying to like stretch at the top of my quads. If you're trying to grow your quad sweep and just have like more like overall mass to your legs, a really good tip is to focus on that stretch at the bottom. That's personally helped me a lot. But what I'm doing here is a little bit of a drop set to like really get my legs pumped. You can't go wrong with a leg extension. It's one of the best leg exercises for really getting a lot of blood flow to your quads. And yeah, I was definitely feeling it towards the end of this set here. You can see I'm getting to the end and I'm not doing full reps, and that is just fine because I'm still getting a super good stretch at the bottom and I'm still getting my legs very pumped. So still doing the job. Next up here, we got some calf raises, and I really like doing this machine. I seated as opposed to standing. I just feel like I can keep my my ankles and my feet in a consistent position the whole time, and I'm not like shifting my feet around. I can also go a little heavier doing it like this as well. But yeah, I do calves twice a week, one on my leg days and another on my arm days. So that's what we're doing here. At the end, we're getting a nice little, checking out the leg pump. Not too bad, not too bad. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Like I said, those 3 tips that I covered at the beginning, super important and something that I've applied to really all of my training. And I think that's helped out a lot in my results that I've gotten. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoyed the voiceover. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Going to be posting 3 times a week and bringing a lot more value to the channel. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one.